Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lacey and this is my art channel. First of all, happy 2025. It's good to still be here. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Somewhat recently, Moriah Elizabeth posted a video about customizing my own figures, where she mentioned her annual tradition of ranking everything she made throughout the year. But this time, she's letting her viewers join in by submitting their own rankings for all 86 items that she made throughout 2024. Of course, I couldn't resist in participating. If you've been here for a little while, you may know that Moriah Elizabeth has been a huge inspiration to me. She's the reason that I got back into art and the reason that I started a YouTube channel in the first place. Now, ranking everything was not as easy as I thought it would be. I spent way more time than I thought I would trying to rank everything, probably more than I should admit. Before I dive into it, I just want to say that this video is all in good fun. We all have different tastes, and that's okay. Feel free to tell me your favorites or your least favorites in the comments. I would love to chat about them. The reason I made this video in the first place is just to connect to those of you who also love Moriah Elizabeth and her amazing creations. And I thought this would be a fun idea to share my thoughts with you while also just celebrating creativity with all of you. Oh, and stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to draw some of my 10-star character choices. And if you're just here for art, you can just skip to that part. So when I was first deciding which ranking to give each character, there were some things that I took into consideration, like how much effort was put into the piece, how well the idea was executed, is this a new character, if this is a redesign, how does it compare to the original? And also, would I like to see this character again? For the redesigns, I tried to focus on execution rather than like my personal attachment to that character, because I didn't think it was fair to rank certain redesigns higher just because I like that character or lower just because I don't like that character. And I'm sure you'll see later on in the video, but I really have a soft spot for underdogs, so I'm sure you'll notice that in my rankings. So when I decided to create this video, I thought that maybe it'd be a little bit easier if I made it into a tier list. I've actually been working on this video since she put out the ranking, but it's taken me a while to get all of my thoughts together and to actually post this video. As you guys know, that my last year, 2024, was very hectic and crazy, and I'm really trying to get back on track, trying to get into a good schedule. The end of the year, I decided not to post just because so much stuff was going on for like the holidays, but I'm really trying hard to get back on track. I do have some personal things coming up this year as well, but I'm gonna try to get back on a schedule and do my best to put out more videos. So by now, Moriah Elizabeth has already posted the ranking. I'll address some stuff that she addressed in that video, but at first we're just kind of addressing what she put in the video before that. So I made a tier list. I did 1 through 10 because you had to rate it 1 to 10 stars. And I also just want to say, if you see me looking like kind of off, it's because I have the tier list up, so I might have to glance at it. And also, if my background changes slightly, it's just because I'm filming this between classes. I am an online art teacher, and it's hard to set it back in the exact same spot that I had it before. So we're just gonna get right into the tier list. I'll share my thoughts in each category and highlight my top picks, and let's just get started. So we're starting at the 1-star category. For me, I decided to choose the ones that were not characters. In my opinion, Moriah's real strength is creating amazing characters. So it felt natural for me to put the non-characters in this category. So for my 1-star category, I started with the Nophalophagus shell, the acrylic pour bears, and the clay painting. Now, I know that I said she already released another video. She actually rated everything like 1 to 86, which I didn't know she was going to do. But just because, like, for example, I say the Nophalophagus shell first doesn't mean that I necessarily rate that in the 86th position. It's just that I made this video before and I just happened to select that one first. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying not to make this too complicated. Initially, I wanted to add also the Sprinkle Glow and Shelly's Poop to the 1-star tier as well. But since I thought more effort went into it, I did bump them up to 2 stars. If there was a 1.5-star tier, that's where they would go. So in the 2-star tier, I decided to place the character redesigns that I didn't like as much as I liked the originals. It's just a reminder, it's not because I dislike the characters themselves. I just didn't think the redesign was that strong. And maybe they took also less effort. This is where I'm going to put Donut Henchman Derp, Cotton Candy Cupie, Golden Derp, Wrestling / Strawberry Georgie, Chocolate Dip Dessert Georgie, Galaxy Eustace, and Rainbow Bumble Bear. After that, I decided to choose some that just weren't to my personal taste. We have Rhubarb, Velvet Blob, Bernard and Sunny, Mia, and Sunday and Monday. This part was tough because I do normally like when she creates new characters, and I usually love her new additions. But in these cases, they just didn't resonate with me personally. Like, for me, Rhubarb is an okay design, but I'm just not a huge fan of sock monkeys. Velvet Blob could have benefited from a few more colors in my opinion, and I think I would have personally liked it if it was just a smaller bow. Bernard and Sunny, to be honest, like, sometimes button eyes just creep me out. Like, I think they're kind of cute, but they're kind of creepy, sort of like Coraline. To me, they just make the characters look unalive. Mia, for me, it's the rainbow eyes. I think I just have like an aversion to certain eye designs because to me they can feel a little unsettling. Maybe that has to do with like the eyes are the window to the soul type of thing. And Sunday and Monday, I really did want to love them, but I'm just not a huge fan of like outlines that are colored. While I understand why she did that, because maybe black wouldn't have shown up as well on a dark brown. It just didn't work for me personally. It's definitely a me problem, but I did want to explain my reasoning. Next is the 3-star tier. Most of them fall under the category of I like this concept, but I think it could have been executed better. So here's the list. We have Burger Derp. I love the idea of putting Derp in a burger costume, but to me, I didn't like how the burger looked in this instance. I think a thicker burger with maybe more toppings, like tomato and lettuce, could have worked better. I know it would have been a lot more work, but that's just how I feel about it. Then we have Snuggle Bunny. A plushy bunny is an adorable concept, but as a blob, I think maybe it just didn't have like the same charm that it could have, in my opinion. Choco Charlie, I think he would be cuter as not a cake. And actually, she kind of said this in her newer video that it actually was a character that was on a cake. I forgot about that. I do think it's cuter not on the cake. I just think giving him a body makes him more of like a character. Then we have the strawberry elephant, which I know she just made. I do like the idea of an elephant character. I'm always a fan of putting food and animals together. But the execution just wasn't my favorite. And I wasn't really a fan of the purple spots. The last 2 items are the berry citrus blob and the strawberry and grumpy Greta pillows, which are characters that we've seen before. So they don't really fall into the same category as the others. Berry citrus blob, this wasn't his best form. In my opinion, I liked him better as a squishy. However, I could see the effort that she put into it, which is why he didn't land in like the 2-star category. And then we have the strawberry and grumpy Greta pillows. While both of them aren't really my favorite characters, I do like the idea of like customizing pillows, and I appreciate the effort that went into it. In the 4-star tier, I decided to start with the redesigns that I actually liked as much or more than the original design. So I started out with Sleepy Georgie, Rainbow Pickle, Strawberry Rosie, Flower Crown Kathy, Dessert Lemon, and Rainbow Scoopsy. While I enjoyed them, they didn't rank higher because, in my opinion, I think that redesigns probably take a lot less time and effort than creating new characters, but they're still cute though. Next, I placed Beans, the Liz Blob, and Baby Sea Bear, which are all new characters for the most part. I did like the designs, but there were others that I connected with more, and I think in the more recent video, Moriah Elizabeth said that a lot of people complained about Beans' beanie. I do think that maybe something else could bring it out a bit more because it kind of blends in with everything, but I did think it was cute. It was a cute idea. Next, we have Citrus, which I adore the concept of characters having babies, but to be honest, I just wasn't a huge fan of his color palette. Then we have the popsicle animals. They're also cute. Moriah Elizabeth's great at making things that are cute. But since they weren't full-fledged characters, it did bring the score down a little bit for me. Now, moving into the 5-star tier. These are designs that I think are okay. I don't hate them or love them. They're just kind of in the middle. We have Pickle Pink Ice Cream Cup and the Donut Queen as a rabbit. These are some of my favorite redesigns. They were executed beautifully. We have the character cupcakes. They're not standalone characters, but they are accessories to existing ones. And I appreciated the thought and the effort that went into them. We have blobs like Naked Christopher, Jimmy, Miss Kitty, and Panda. The Blob universe is one of my favorite series on Moriah Elizabeth's channel. Even if these were some of my least favorite blobs, they still hold a special place in my heart. We have Rain Bear. I love all the weather bears. I love this cute addition. I like that she made it a clip just like the other ones. We have Boone. I love him. I love Red Panda with a balloon. I did prefer Red Panda with a balloon, and I did like the redesign better. It wasn't because everybody was saying that, it's just how I felt. It is what it is. I didn't see anything wrong with the original design. But that being said, like, I do understand what it's like to, not like how something comes out and wanting to redesign it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so now we have new characters in this tier. We have Susie and Barrett, the Corks. We have Diana, we have Bitter Apple. They all made it to this 5-star tier. I do think that Susie and Barrett are going to shine more in the Blob universe. This was just like a really simple design of them. And Diana, I actually do like the concept of her, and I think this was an upgrade of her like original design, but there's something that I feel like could be just a bit different about her, and it's going to make her cuter. Maybe we need like a different form of her, but Bitter Apple, cute idea. Love hamsters. It's not, one of my favorites, but it's not my least favorite. It's just in the middle. In the 6-star tier, we're getting up there. As we go up, I start getting really excited because these are some of my favorite characters. First, we're starting with some familiar characters. We have Zuzu Embryo. We have Burial and Orange Fishy Seashell. That feels like a tongue twister. We have Barrett and Susie Blobs. And we have Daisy and Mr. Mushy. The seashell and the embryo designs, they stood out to me because of their intricate detail on small objects. I know how challenging that can be. I feel like that took a lot of effort. Then we have some new characters. We have Punchy, Starla, the tie-dye cow, Pinkle and Gherkin. These were adorable. So for Punchy, I did like her redesign of it whenever she put it in the character guidebook, but I think it's just something about the green eyes for me that sometimes can creep me out. I told you I have a thing about eyes. They just look a little odd to me, but I do really like the character, and I think it's cute overall. I don't have that many complaints. I mean, it did rank pretty high for me. It's just the eye thing I think could have been executed a little differently, and then I would have probably liked the design a bit more. But these were all really good designs. I definitely love to see all of them become their own characters and make a comeback. For sure, I'd love to see Pinkle and Gherkin become squishies. I like to see that. I did love all of these. Now we have the 7-star tier. This tier is short because at this point, I just I wanted to put everything in the highest categories, so I really had to be like choosy. It was really hard for me. We have Sugar, we have Berry Blob, and we have Moody. I did love all of these. I did prefer Sugar's squishy form, and I enjoyed Berry Blob's original form more, but they were all still pretty good. And I love Moody's vibe. I like everything about Moody. Like Moriah Elizabeth, I do prefer pastel colors. And I know that this is kind of like exactly opposite of what she usually does, but I think it turned out great. We're getting into the 8-star tier, and now we're going to have a lot of our beloved characters become blobs. You know, something that Moriah Elizabeth does really well is recreating her characters, and I think she's really got them down to a T. So seeing them all become blobs, I just thought they were all amazing, but they are redesigns, so I think for me they just placed a little tiny bit lower, but I did think they were executed wonderfully. We have Derp, we have Burp, we have Darla, Georgie, Angry Lemon, Cupie, Pickle, and Pickle Pink. They're iconic. It's always fun to see them. It's fun to see them in the blob form. I also included the Pickle Paint Caddy and the Lime Squishy. They were wonderfully executed as well. Like, I know I keep repeating myself, but they were great. And we have Gummy Blob. Simple design, but adorable. Then finally in this tier, I put the Rainbow Paint Buddies. We have the 9-star tier now. We have the squishies like Sugar, Punchy, Cotton, Amy, Stella, and Chuck. These were all up my alley with their pastel, rainbow, animal, and food themes. You guys know I love all those things as well. I think this is like a reason that I really connect with Moriah Elizabeth a lot, is just that we have very similar interests. And when I saw her art, that's what's really inspired me. So even though, you know, I can't rate everything 10 tier, I'm always a fan. Now we have some blobs. We have Chili and Nina. And we have some drawings. We have Cookie, Red Panda with a balloon, and Bubble Bud. They were all equally fantastic, and I'd love to see all of them again. I'd love to see them become squishies or become other things in her universe. She kind of mentioned that not a lot of people talked about Bubble Bud. I actually kind of forgot about him, but when I saw him, I was like, that's cute. I love that. Cookie, I don't know. Something about Cookie. It's cute. I love it. It ranked high for me. I think she's a wonderful artist. I think she doesn't give herself enough credit because she comes up with these really cute designs and it makes us all fall in love with them. Now, the highly waited for 10-star tier. This is like best of the best for me. First, we have maybe like the elephant in the room for Moriah. But we have Evan and Bill. I know they're not her favorites, but I think Evan is just as iconic as Derp and Burp and Pickle. I love him. And I wasn't aware of the whole comment thing of like, oh, rate him at the top. I just loved him. I think he has a derpy smile, but he's cute. I mean, I think the others are a little derpy, but they're cute. I don't know. There's nothing. I don't have any complaints. Bill, I loved his redesign. I love his little body that kind of reminds me of like a Squishmallow. Then we have Teddy and Matilda. They're perfection. I love to see them become squishies. I'd love to see them become part of the Blob universe. Cha-Cha, huge favorite of mine. I love her little fruit. She's cute. I'd be thrilled to see more of her as well. And then finally, of course, just like she voted and all of you voted, the character guidebooks at the very top. We all know how much effort went into these. This is like summing up all of her characters. If I wasn't saving money for something in my personal life, I would have bought it as well. They're wonderful. You know, it deserves a special mention because I admire the immense effort that went into it. And she's always coming out with these huge projects, the Rubik's Cube, the cards, the chess board, the claw machine. Like, she's put so much effort into so much. It's a testament to her dedication and her creativity and really hashtag goals for me. And I hope to create something just as meaningful one day for myself. Moriah, if you ever see this video, I'd just like to say thank you for always inspiring us with your creations. I loved rating your 2024 projects. I can't wait to do it next year if it's still an option. I've made videos on your Create This book. I made videos about Spark. A video that weirdly went like a mini viral for me was saying goodbye to the Spark app, which I think was just because, a lot of people didn't know what happened to it. I never really expect any of my videos to get many views because I don't have a huge following, but I've always been a huge fan and I'm always here to see what you create next. And now we're going to pivot just a little. I'm going to go ahead and draw my top 10 characters, which are going to be Evan and Bill, Teddy and Matilda, and Cha-Cha. I'm probably not going to talk much through that since I talked a lot in this video already. I hope you guys enjoy it. A big thank you to all of you for hanging out. Please let me know in the comments which characters were your favorite. And if you're feeling creative, I challenge you to draw your top favorites. If you want, you can tag me on social media. I have a link in the comments below. That's a link tree and it'll show you all of my social media links. I'd love to see your art. I'd love to see your creation of her artwork. If you made it this far, drop an emoji down below that represents your favorite Moriah Elizabeth character, and then I'm going to try to guess who it is. Thank you for always supporting my art journey and letting me be a part of yours as well. I hope you're having a fantastic 2025 so far. I hope you had a good holiday season, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye now.